First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello, everyone. This is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. As always, we appreciate you joining us. We are live streaming here from Fox 12 Oregon, as we do every weekday. Starting around 1 p.m., we go throughout the afternoon. We cover a wide range of topics. And don't forget to download the Fox 12 Oregon app. That's a great way to watch this show and then watch all the segments afterward. But today, we are talking about, well, a league. We're talking about a new team. We're talking about all kinds of things ultimate frisbee related, and in particular, the Oregon Soar. And so joining us here to talk about this, talk about the inaugural season of the Oregon Soar, we've got Coach Chelsea Putnam, we've got co-owner Darci Fredricks, and both of you, thank you very much, for joining us here today, and excited to talk about the team. Anytime there's a new team that comes to town, it's really fun. Everybody wants to go out and get the gear for it as well. But I want to talk about ultimate frisbee and give everybody maybe an education here about the league itself and this new team. And Darci, maybe you could start us off with that and just give everybody a basic explainer of what this league is.
Absolutely. So Oregon Soar is part of the Western Ultimate League. It's a women's non-binary league that plays all along the West Coast. And we are so excited to be in this league this year in our inaugural season. And we have a team made up of amazing local athletes that play ultimate frisbee professionally.
And when you talk about ultimate frisbee, could you maybe, Coach, this might be something more for you too, to give everybody an idea of what ultimate frisbee is and looks like when it's on the field?
Absolutely. Yes, it's an incredible sport that's kind of a combination of a lot of sports. It's set up like a football field with end zones. You have 7 people on your team, and when you have the frisbee, you can't run with it, and you're throwing it to your teammates, and you pass it to a teammate in the end zone to score. So it's a lot. If you've ever seen soccer, basketball, football, lacrosse, any of those sports, it's like a combination of a lot of sports together, and it takes teamwork to score, which I love. You can't run with the frisbee, so you have to pass it to a teammate in the end zone.
Nice. So a lot of action then going on. I mean, that does sound like something that's pretty easy to understand if you follow any of those sports that you just mentioned. And going back to the two teams there too, Darci, could you tell us, because there's the Oregon Soar, there's also another team involved as well.
Yes.
Could you tell us about that?
Yeah, we have the Oregon Steel, which is part of the Ultimate Frisbee Association, the UFA, which is a men's league. And that has 24 teams all around the United States. So it's a big league, and it's been around since 2012. So we're excited to be a part of that. And Oregon Steel is a rebrand from Portland Nitro. So for those people who saw Portland Nitro in the past, this is a rebrand. We're doing a reset as we bring on Oregon Soar and bring our teams together.
Nice. So continuing on that same legacy then, and just to rebrand a little bit there. And now with the Oregon Soar, tell me what goes into bringing in a new Ultimate Frisbee League team to create something like this and bring in a team like the Oregon Soar.
Takes a lot of effort for sure, and the community. So Oregon has an amazingly strong ultimate frisbee community. It's been around for a long time. We have a lot of leagues, youth leagues, adult leagues, and so we've had the opportunity to bring people together, which is why we're called Oregon Ultimate Alliance. And we have support from our community from Portland Ultimate, which is the local Little Tykes to Adult League, and the Emerald Valley Ultimate, which is down in Eugene, leagues there. So that it's everywhere in Oregon. And so it kind of takes this whole community to bring it to life. And then we were fortunate enough to get amazing coaches, both from how they played, but also how they bring a team together with Chelsea Putnam and the rest of our SOAR coaches, and then Timmy Purston and Chris Hancock on our Steel side. So when we say it kind of takes community and village, everyone's coming together, and we have outstanding fans that we're so excited to have see us play this year.
And let's talk about, the team aspect of it. So, Coach, you were saying that, it really takes teamwork for it to work. Can you give us maybe a little more in depth on that, on what it takes to be a professional Ultimate Frisbee League player?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it takes a big commitment because to play this sport, you need to be so physically fit because you're running constantly. So it takes a lot of hours outside of our practices. We often we practice usually for about 4 hours and come together for a weekend. So 4 hours on Saturday, 4 hours on Sunday. So you're looking at a lot of hours that it takes to kind of, because we're coming from all over the state, and some people have played together, but we're a brand new team. So you got to kind of start and find that that common language. Yes, we all know how to play ultimate frisbee, but every team has a different identity. So what does Oregon Soar look like? How do we play defense? What do we call our plays? How do we work together? So when you're playing ultimate, you have to come together. You got to put in your fitness time. You got to put in your reps of throwing. We got to do a lot of drills, get some scrimmage time. So the coaches kind of work hard to have intention with our practices and have really strong practices when we're together. But it takes a lot of hours outside of practice time for teammates to be able to compete at a professional level. And many of our players have been playing for a long time, but we also have players on our team that are in college, right? So they're trying to work. There's college schoolwork. They play for their college team and commuting up to play with us as well. So it's definitely a balance.
Yeah, a balance of all kinds of things, it sounds like, including all of that hard work. And speaking of that, would you mind giving everybody just a little bit of your background on how you got to this point? Obviously, you know what you're talking about, and there's a reason for that. Would you mind letting everybody know just a little bit about that?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, so ultimate frisbee is definitely my passion, and I've been playing for 25 years. I found it on my track team. We used to play ultimate in high school as a way to like stay in shape for our track. And I just thought it was just an incredible sport. Having come from like soccer, basketball background, I just was always looking for a sport that was more about the community. And I think that's kind of what puts ultimate apart. But so anyway, I started in college, and I started playing semi-professionally for the women with the Portland Schwa, which is the Oregon women's club team. And then I've just been able to be very fortunate. I've worked really hard, and I've gotten to play on the U.S. team and represent the United States throughout the years. And then I've been able to coach and give back as well. So when Darci and Bill approached me about the ability to coach this team, I just felt incredibly honored to be able to give back, because Ultimate's such a cool community. And I've had so many mentors and wonderful people that have taught me how to play this game. And so I just feel really excited to take all of that knowledge and share it with this younger generation. I don't feel old at all. I don't act old at all, but I guess I'm gonna help the younger generation in this sport. And what's cool is we have such a range. I did get to play. Oregon Onyx was the previous Oregon women's team before Darci and Bill came in and created the Oregon Ultimate Alliance, but I was able to play professional Frisbee for them, and that was a lifelong goal of mine as well, has been to be a professional athlete. So to be able to do that is really cool, and to be able to be part of this organization. We wouldn't be here without Darci and Bill. They have single-handedly created Oregon Soar and Oregon Steel, and I am honored to be able to be one of the coaches.
I mean, that's pretty amazing to have that goal, from where you found this in high school, and then now accomplishing all of those things, playing for Team USA, I mean, all of that, and now being able to do this, just to dig into that just one more time, for you having found that and having it have so much meaning for you, what is it like for you to be able to impart this wisdom? I'm not saying old, I'm saying experienced, to bring that to the team and give back that knowledge.
It just means the world to me. It really does. And I think what's so unique about our sport is that it's played all over the world at every level. You can go to the park and play pickup ultimate. You can go to leagues. You can play, semi-pro, and you can play professional. So it's a very accessible sport. And I think for me, I've just felt so blessed. I've had so many people help guide me in this sport. And so it just feels like such an opportunity to continue and to show our youth, right? And I happen to be a PE teacher, and so it feels really exciting to be able to show young kids, hey, if you have a passion, there's a way to go explore that, and don't give up on your dreams, right? And so I've had the opportunity to be able to show my students my gold medal and be like, look, I've wanted to be a professional athlete since I was 5. I always wanted to be in the Olympics. I never gave up on my dream. And if I can have one more kid believe that they can go accomplish their dream, I never thought I would be a professional head coach of a team. And that is an incredible honor. And I appreciate that Darci and Bill are even giving me this opportunity. And so I just feel this passion to want to share my knowledge of Ultimate and to show what Oregon Ultimate is all about. And I'm just really excited for the opportunity.
That's really cool.
And I'm going to,
Go
if I
ahead.
can pile on to that real quick, one of the unique things about Ultimate Frisbee too is it, at its core, I mean, it's a competitive sport, highly competitive, incredibly athletic, but at its core, it still has the value of fair play and sportsmanship. And I think that that's really key. And it's why we're so passionate about it, especially with youth is to show them that you can play fair and you can win. And we have this thing in Ultimate Frisbee called the spirit of the game. And even at like, we don't just talk about it for little kids, even at the highest level of the pros, we talk about spirit of the game and we play with integrity. And that's really important to show people. And that's why we want these pro teams is to be able to highlight this sport and what it does, and then give, like Chelsea said, youth the ability to access this sport at whatever level, whether that's a fan or playing or anything in between. We're here for it.
Yeah, accessibility. I mean, that I heard that from both of you talking about this, you know, and it sounds like that is something that a lot of people can get into. I mean, everybody can usually get access to a frisbee, and you know, if you go from there and to learn the rest of it. So to that extent, you know, as far as having the team here now, a professional team, that professional women's team that people can go see. What can people expect when they go to an Oregon Soar game? What's that experience like when they walk in?
Yeah, right when they walk in, they're just going to have that outdoor stadium, fun, exciting experience. We've got music, we've got games, we've got merchandise, we've got like all kinds of things happening around for kids and adults. We've got vendors that serve all types of food and beverages for adults as well. And so just that, like and then of course at the core of it, an amazing game on the field. Like these athletes are going to shock people. There's always highlight reel moments every game, every play.
For anybody out there who wants to learn more, you know, about Ultimate Frisbee in general, maybe beef up on some knowledge before they go out if they haven't seen it before, I guess, is there any specific terms they should know that, you know, would be a good baseline to walk into a game to start with?
That's a great question. I'm trying to think.
So one of the things for our games we have a program, and it has the 10 basic rules of Ultimate Frisbee. So when people come to our games, they're going to have the ability to go on an app, which we have. It's called the Fan Zone. And the Fan Zone and that program both of those are going to be a place where people can go and they can learn the 10 basic rules of Ultimate Frisbee, terms that are key. And we'll have those available on our website, OregonUltimateAlliance.com. And again, of course, at the games. And then Chelsea, if you have other.
Oh, I think it's one of those where you're just going to see it and you're going to be like, wow, it's really fast paced and it's really athletic. And I think something that sets our sport apart is that we fly through the air. It happens to be one of my favorite things to do. It's called a layout. And so it's like when the disc is flying in the air, if you don't think you can run it down, people will launch and be high up in the air and horizontal trying to get it. So you don't make physical contact. The sport is you're supposed to be in control of your body and not making contact, but you will see people not just running, but you will see people flying through the air with their body, jumping really high, running really fast. And so it's just one of those dynamic sports that if you haven't seen it before, you'll be drawn to it right away. And a lot of our players have come from a background from a lot of other sports. And like, for example, I just felt like I was always in the wrong sport. In soccer, the thing I was best at was diving headers. In basketball, I would dive for loose balls. So when someone was like, have you tried Ultimate Frisbee? Once I finally found the sport, I was like, and this is where I was supposed to be, because you can literally launch at any time. So it's a really cool sport, and we really hope that people can come see, because it's a sport that speaks for itself. And I think that anyone that comes, checks out Oregon Soar and Oregon Steel, they're going to have a really good time.
I love it. I mean, well, number one, now I really want to go see people flying and diving on top of it. But yeah, I mean, this is a local team. I want to highlight that here just before we go. But you know, just so much excitement that you've just built up just from me hearing you two talk about this. I mean, it sounds like a really fun thing and something that everybody can get involved in. And so, to that extent, for the inaugural game, I guess, or is it game or match? Let me just ask that.
Game.
Okay.
I would say game. Yeah.
Oh, it's like I've been saying it wrong the whole time. If I
no,
was
it's
wrong
okay.
on that,
It's okay. It's fine.
Okay, so a game. When and where and how can people come out and check out the Oregon Soar?
Yeah, our inaugural game is Saturday, April 5th at 2 p.m. at the UO Stadium. We are so proud that the UO Portland Campus Stadium on Deacom and 29th is now available, that you will be able to see games there with your family and friends. We're going to be launching it there for this season.
Fantastic. And what's the website again for everybody to go to?
OregonUltimateAlliance.com, and you'll find information on both Oregon Soar and Oregon Steel on that page, and tickets and merch and everything else you can need.
Awesome. Well, Darci, Chelsea, thank you both so much for joining us here just to talk about this and get the word out about what you're doing, and excited for the upcoming season.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate you so much.
You bet.
Thank you for having us. Have a great day.
Absolutely. You too. And for everybody watching, again, this is Fox 12 Now, so we live stream here. So this is, we're out on all of our different platforms right now, and we appreciate you joining us. We've got lots of stuff that we do here throughout the afternoon. If there's ever breaking news between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m., this is also the place to go. But we get to have these kind of longer form conversations, go a little bit more in depth, and get you some of that out there. Feel free to send me an email, fox12now@kptv.com, fox12now@kptv.com. If you have an idea for a segment, can't guarantee we could always do it, but always happy to have a conversation and see if it's something that might work. But we're going to take a break right now. I'll be back shortly. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.